About his old age. It was the most difficult time for a lot of people. But I was so proud of my father because he found something to do for himself. He became a social communicator during those years, which surprised me a lot, how close he was with the local people, even with the families of my staff. He used to call many people every morning. I'm talking about hundreds. He spent all day talking to people and just checking whether they're okay. He was such a kind soul. I remember people telling me, more than anyone else, my father used to contact many of my friends' families and ask them about their well-being. He didn't have to do that. And I have never seen someone who used a phone so much. Making the facilities of a phone to make his life very interesting. And even with children, as you can imagine, kids are busy doing their own things. They have a lot of busy life, a lot of things they're doing all the time. Reaching out to parents is not always the number one priority these days. But my father was very different in that way. He used to reach out to people, reach out to kids. And another most amazing thing about him was he never complained. He had problems, health issues. He happily accepted everything. He never said, I have bad health and I'm restricted in many things. Nothing was a problem for him. He used to walk around like normal people, smiled all the time, in spite of everything that he went through. That was remarkable. And I always found him as the guide and inspiration in my life. I found him very strong as a person. But there was only one time he was down, he was sad, and I saw him crying. Only that one time. That was when my mother passed away. He was really broken. People knew how close my parents were, but I never knew it would affect him that much. That was a very depressing scene, looking at him on that particular day when my mother passed away. He was crying and saying loud, why did you leave me? Why did you go without me? I could have come with you. In a way, even for children like us, that was the time we realized the depth of their relationship. And with all of us around, still he couldn't fill that gap. And how important our mother was. So that was the moment I saw my father really in a sad state. Otherwise, in all our life, We saw him as the most charming person, strong in every situation, and he was a role model for his brothers. Big and small, everybody used to listen to him. So he was the leader at home. He always had a very sensible judgments about situations. And it was so fascinating to watch him, how he conducted the business at home, at the tea shop. He was well respected, and he was the backbone of the place. People came partly because of him, to see him, to talk to him. And just like when I was talking about my mother, as a husband, my father was so immensely close to my mother. Such an understanding man. He was in every way a role model as a husband. When he came from work, he switched off completely. He never talked about the tea shop at home. Never talked about any business aspects. He was completely the man of the house. And on festival occasions, I remember he used to play with us. We were all helping our mother to make the feast for lunch. And the spare time, he used to tell us we should go and play. And I used to really enjoy morning time walking with him to the garden. We used to be part of the agriculture, nurturing plants and watering plants. And during harvest season, we were also helping our mother to look after the people who came to help us. During my college days, I used to study in Trivandrum, which is slightly far away. He used to visit me. He used to bring me my special mother's food, also give me pocket money. But more than anything else, his hope on my future, that was incredible. He used to advise me lots of times, and I used to curiously listen to him. He was very fond of talking about his father, also how hard their childhood was. His father was an alcoholic, so it wasn't easy for them to develop the business or develop the infrastructure for the family. Without telling anyone, they used to bid between brothers. They used to save money to make the restaurant with a proper roof. They built a home. They built their livestock, cows and buffaloes for the tea shop. And he was instrumental for that imaginative, constructive ideas. And also with the support of his brother, they developed the business. It became so popular in the village. But more than anything else, what amazed me was sitting in the village, he had such a wisdom, such a worldly knowledge. I used to remember meeting very intelligent people visiting him, even from the capital of the state, top officers. They had tremendous liking for him, which was unusual in the village. I can also remember the times when we were children. We used to travel with him. In two occasions, one is pilgrimages. He used to go to temples, and he took us kids, far away places, temples. He handled everything so nicely. None of us knew any problems of anything. Then, also, he used to take us for shopping. When he used to go to the city of Cochin, we used to follow him. And that's when I realized how hard he worked. Shopping, carrying things to the bus stop, loading it up. When we reached the village, unloading it. Even though we all helped, but we were kids. In all these occasions, I loved watching him because he never complained. And he looked after us so well. None of us, we were not rich. We were just very ordinary family. We had good education. And he never let us know the difficulties he faced to get our education through. Until later, when I reached London, he started to tell me the stories. He was such a fascinating person. More than my father, I used to watch him from the distance because he was so incredibly attractive to watch. He remained my hero even today. I think of him every time I am down, every time I have something to deal with people. I saw his calmness. I try to do that. As a blessing, he's at the top on the list. I love my father and I miss him so much. He was the best.